What's going on, true believers? Welcome to another episode of One Shot. I am your host, Jacob, and here we do reviews on comics from the week. And this week was, I think, mostly Marvel and Image, because my LCS is still having trouble with getting shipments in, so all my DC stuff was running a bit late. But such good books this week. I mean, absolutely every single one I read, I absolutely adored, or was decent enough to, to keep me interested. We'll start this week off with Star Wars Bounty Hunters 18. We're getting a little more backstory on Valance. Learning kind of his, when he was a kid, what made him want to go into the Imperial Academy. He's in Darth Vader's clutches right now. Darth Vader rebuilt him, upgraded him. He's like, "You're gonna work for me now." Valance is like, "No, I'm not." Tries to fight Darth Vader, doesn't end well for him. He winds up getting sliced in half by Darth Vader's lightsaber, and he just tells the medical droids, "Rebuild him again. We'll have this conversation later." Now he is kind of on a team working for Darth Vader. Super interesting story. There's a little offshoot of the other bounty hunters like Bosk and Zuckuss and the other two people who I can't remember their names because they're not really good characters. But they're just trying to blow off steam in a bar, and the bar winds up getting attacked by this gang, and they're like, finally some action. And other than that side story is kind of meh, but the main story was really interesting, learning more about Valance. Another really good one, I'm so happy, I say it all the time, SpiderMan is back. Even though it's still just Ben Reilly currently, I'm still super, super happy with this book. Ben Reilly is still fighting with the idea of being, the Spider-Man, which we'll get into in another issue here. But Kraven the Hunter is after him. He's like, Kraven's like, "Hey, you sold out. You're going soft on me. I feel like it's my fault. So I'm going to bring you back to being the old Spider-Man that we all know, because I let you rest too long." So he winds up poisoning him with these hallucinogenic drugs. So Spider-Man is tripping out. And then some of the artwork is so good in this book. It's very reminiscent of like old Vertigo stuff, like Constantine, Hellblazer stuff. But then it goes back to the normal Marvel artwork, which is still really good. Way better than the last series was. But so good. Spider-Man is back. I'm loving this series. Which we got kind of an offshoot here with Spider-Man: The Death of Doctor Strange. So it is still Ben Reilly in this book. And he and Felicia Hardy are visiting Peter in the hospital. They get a message from Doctor Strange saying, "Hey, I've been murdered. Stop by the Sanctum Sanctorum. I need you to do something for me." And what it is, this book, it's something different, and I absolutely love it. Doctor Strange gives them like a laundry list of things to do that, stuff that he used to do on a daily basis. Make sure some treaties were still intact, stop the goblins, just little stuff here and there, feed the monster in the lake or whatever. just little stuff that Doctor Strange used to do. Nothing super, super big, but just like all the little tasks that he did on a daily basis. And I thought that was really cool to kind of see that. And they go into saying, like, he's going to be really missed. They go into the story about a village doctor. Everybody loves the village doctor, but they don't really pay attention to him because they're not sick. He just goes around, helping people on a daily basis, and they don't really notice him. They say, oh, we're going to fix his roof, we're going to feed him and stuff, but they don't ever really do anything for him. And one day the village doctor just kind of disappears, and people start getting sick, and they start noticing that he's gone, and now they miss him now that he's gone. And that's what they kind of compared Doctor Strange to, all the little things that he did on a daily basis to help the village. I thought this story was really good, kind of had some really good morals to it. Don't take people in your life for granted. I thought that was really good, as well as Felicia Hardy kind of coming to grips with Ben Reilly being the pretender. She says in the end, I guess you are Spider-Man for now. She kind of accepts Ben Reilly. She used to hate him. But I thought this was amazing. Not All Robots, issue number 4. So tensions are super high between humans and robots. And now that robots are being replaced by more human-looking robots, the robots are getting fired. They've had it. They're kind of going to war with humans. So that's kind of where this book is at. It's just kind of showing the different sides, how the tensions built and built and built. And then there was a protest, and now all the robots and humans are fighting. The robots are also killing the human-looking robots. It's just chaos. And there's only one more issue, and I'm super, super excited to see how they wrap all this up, because the family kind of let the robots know, look, we used to lock our doors because we were scared of you, but then we realized you could just get in at any time and kill us if you wanted, so we stopped doing that. We're afraid of you, and now we see that you are afraid as well. So there's kind of a connection there with their house robot. This story has been absolutely amazing. I mean, it's, I think, only going to be 5 issues. So if you're looking for a good read, I believe the trade will be coming out very soon after this book. Highly recommend it. Not All Robots. Darkhold, Black Bolt. This one was probably one of the weaker books this week, but still it was pretty okay. Black Bolt is in the strange place. He's kind of lost his memory. But then we go through, we realize he's being exiled on this other world outside of Atlan. And we learn later on he's not the real Black Bolt. It's actually Maximus. Maximus went through a process to change himself to be completely genetically the same as Black Bolt. He's trying to overthrow him, but they got word that he was going to do this, so they created these things that could see your memories, so they could identify you as who you are. So he had his memory augmented, but he also didn't go through all the training that Black Bolt did to not use his voice like at all, even while in pain. So when he was going through the process, he just like screamed and brought down the facility around him. But then they found him and they exiled him, and that's kind of where the book ends. Is he really Black Bolt? In Maxim, this is a plan by Maximus to kind of still kick him out while making them think that he's not the real Black Bolt, or it kind of just like we don't know kind of what happened in the end. Is this really what happened or not? It was still a pretty decent story, but still, the Darkhold Iron Man was number one of my favorites of these. I believe there's two more. There's the Spider-Man, and then there's the Omega, which is the end of the series. But I've been enjoying it so far. Venom number 2. Love this cover. I forgot I had ordered it, and I saw it, and I was like, ooh, is this special? But it wasn't. But still following Dylan Brock. Dylan Brock is being escorted by the symbiote Venom, as well as, what do they call it, Sleeper. And he's just kind of on the hunt for this person that his dad knew. I can't quite remember her name, but he's also being tracked by government officials. And it's just kind of him on the search for this person. Not a whole lot happening in this issue, but still pretty decent read. The artwork is really good. But yeah, Venom, always a good read. Spawn 342, or excuse me, 324, having a dyslexic moment there. This is more with medieval Spawn, or the person that now becomes medieval Spawn who has the helmet. When he puts it on, he kind of gets transported to a kind of weird world surrounded by death and stuff like that, while medieval Spawn takes over his physical form. But it's him kind of like trying to understand if he wants to, do more with this helmet or not. Should he tell Spawn that he is in possession of it, because he hasn't done that yet? How much does he really trust Spawn currently? I mean, this book is still $2.99, guys. Everybody should be on Spawn, if not just to support Todd McFarlane and his $2.99 price tag. The Department of Truth, issue 14. So we're getting more backstory about the woman in red. She is seems more like she's going to be known as not only just the woman in red, but as Babylon from Revelations, the lady who kind of brings about the end of the world. And we're learning more about Lee Harvey Oswald's backstory, as well as Hawk, where he came from, how he learned, all the stuff that he's learned and became part of the Department of Truth later on. Just so much exposition in this book. It's so good. I mean, another Tynion book. Like I said, he likes to write a lot. It's very wordy, but it's so good. Everything that he touches, except for the Batman, is really good. And Darkhawk, issue number 4. We finally got a Darkhawk that's really not much of a joke. It's actually kind of good. The kid that has the power of Darkhawk right now is kind of coming to grips with, he's like, I'm not a hero, there's just things that I want to do, and it kind of, feels good to do them. So he's just in a coffee shop with Miles Morales, and they're just kind of having a discussion, and Miles is texting somebody. So as they're talking, Captain America of all people shows up and is like, hey, we're going to go take out an AIM facility. So they just kind of have like a team up. They work together to take out this AIM facility, and everybody's like, "You're really good. You need to keep doing this if you can. Uh, Call us. We'll do this again sometime." So it's kind of interesting to see them working together. This book has really surprised me. It's gone from the comic book meme world to actually being a decent read. Darkhawk, the Scumbag, issue number 11. Ernie is now public enemy number 1. They're using him as, the big bad to bring the world together. But he's really just, trying to be Ernie. And that's it. He saved his friends. He saved the world at one point. He's not been that great of a guy, but he's trying in some forms, but he's being really selfish about it. So they're trying to recapture him or just end his life at this point, it looks like. And as he's about to be killed, flash of light. Now everybody's in the 1950s. Turns out the far right extremist group, the Scorpionists or something, whatever it is, they changed the world back to what they consider the best time period, which is the 1950s. I detect there's going to be a bit more racism coming from these guys, but this story, debauchery, absolute human garbage. But this book is fantastic. Like, if that's your thing, the Scumbag definitely lives up to its name. And my last minute pickup, and probably my pick of the week, is King of Spies, issue number 1 by Mark Millar. I didn't know if I wanted this book or not. I'm like, should I pick up another, kind of spy-like book? It's like, they haven't been that great. This one has been fantastic. Imagine James Bond is coming to the end of his career. He's got a terminal disease, doesn't have much longer to live, and he's realized all the things that he's done in his spy life hasn't really amounted to anything. The bad guys are still bad guys. This needs to change before I die. So it's like he's got a mental hit list of all the bad people that he's dealt with over the years, and he's going to try to change things before he's done. He's got about 3 good months left, he figures. This story, the action, the artwork is phenomenal. The writing is so good. I am so happy I picked up this book. Cannot recommend this one enough. Pick of the week for sure. King of Spies. Fantastic. And last but not least, I picked up a dollar book. Pit Crew number 1. Nothing super special about it. I just love the cover. Classic covers. Yeah, don't know anything about it. But it's a number 1. Why not? It's for $1. It's awesome. Well, thanks for stopping by. If you like this video, leave me a like below, please. Help that algorithm find other people to watch this. Leave me a comment. Tell me what you're reading. What should I be reading? What did I miss? Tell me how much you actually like X-Men, because I really don't. But yeah, like I said, thanks for stopping by. Join us next week for another episode of One Shot, and as always, have a good day.